pugilism company, read BBS, Blackbird Sugar. I was afraid Tyson Fury's new ESPN top-ranked contract would negatively impact an immediate Wilder Fury rematch, and it has. It simply put, it has. The rematch, it was a natural, man. So I'm like, what had happened? Last time I spoke on this matter, what had happened? Well, Bob Arum and Top Rank had happened. That's what. They straight up cock-blocked the most anticipated heavyweight rematch in recent memory. Like, I can't even... I'm pressed to think of one in recent memory that was more anticipated than this. And now it won't happen anytime in the foreseeable future. Fury had a 50-50 deal on the table for May 18th at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Showtime pay-per-view, sitting on the table. He made 43%. He got a 43% cut for the last fight with Wilder. He had 50-50 for the rematch sitting there on the table, contract in hand, and he never responded. And yeah, sure, Bob Arum, he promised an offer and he followed through. It was a 5-fight deal, though, with no guarantee on which of those 5 fights would be a rematch with Fury. It was a bullshit offer, in other words. And don't talk to me about lineage. You know, the lineal champion, it's not a bargaining chip. It's nothing that holds weight in a contractual negotiation. It just isn't. It's a cute little footnote. The whole premise of a lineal champion is flawed to begin with, especially at heavyweight, because who beat Rocky Marciano for his heavyweight title? Who beat Rocky Marciano? Nobody. Rocky Marciano retired as undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Lennox Lewis retired as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So there's no direct line to Tyson Fury to begin with. It's a flawed-ass premise. So to use it as a reason to think you deserve more than 50-50 in a rematch, you just don't want the fight, man. You just don't want the fight. Now he's got this, I signed the contract, whatever fights they get me, they get. He was the fighting mind. But now, I signed the contract, whatever fights they get, they get. I like Tyson Fury. I like how he carries himself, what he represents. So I'm going to bite my tongue a little bit, but I'm very disappointed in this turn of events. Real quick, subscribe, like, comment, and hey, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So please share this. Anthony Joshua versus Gerald Big Baby Miller, a.k.a. and affectionately known and referred to as Chunky Gerald by me. I'm going to start calling him Chunky Gerald henceforth. They're fighting June 1st, Madison Square Garden, New York, in Joshua's U.S. debut. Chunky Gerald, he talked his way into the fight, and he's talking his way through the proceedings before the fight. Said he's way better than Dillian White. Wilder's record still sucks. He said Tyson Fury's more popular than Joshua in the UK. He swears by hard work, dedication, and cheeseburgers, and claims he will stop Anthony Joshua in 7 rounds. Meanwhile, Joshua, he's a little perturbed, obviously. This is not his style. It's not his style. He said Miller's a rotten disease. He talks shit about everybody. He said he'll strip Chunky Gerald of his soul. He said he'll batter Chunky Gerald to within an inch of his life. Like, Joshua was typically the gentlemanly, sophisticated Brit, And let's put it out there. Shit talk never won a fight. But I am intrigued. By how Joshua composes himself in the line of fire of incessant, repeated, unceasing shit talk. For sure. Then there's the whole ESPN angle where several interviews were canceled due to the fact that a former ESPN president is now a high-ranking official with DAZN. In the 11th hour, he was supposed to be on, First Take with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman and a host of other ESPN shows. And that did not happen. This is a quick hits tidbits version. So before I get out of here, Want to shout out the James DeGale versus Chris Eubank fight. Chris Eubank Jr. and his Dak Prescott looking ass. That brother, he looked like Dak. Anyway, it was a signature win. Unanimous decision over the artist formerly known as Chunky, because that's Chunky Gerald's name moving forward. This wasn't a changing of the guard or like a passing of the torch. Like Eubank, he punched through the guard and he snatched the torch. Like he bogarted it. He deboed it. He said, "Give me the damn torch." And he took it. He staggered DeGale with a left hook and a flurry. And like he had him against the ropes in the corner, and a chopping right cross just had him. If not for the ropes, DeGale would have fallen in the second round to the ground. He didn't officially, but based on the Marcus of Queensberry rules, it was a knockdown. Looping right hand staggered him in the third. He was dropped again in the 10th round. A flurry after a huge left hook made his glove touch the canvas. It just wasn't like I said, passing of the torch doesn't even do it justice. Like Eubank Jr. whooped his ass. DeGale wanted and needed to junk up the fight. He was leading with his head at times, but Eubank, he was too fresh, man, too young, too athletic, too busy to fall for any of it. Now, all that being said, my father-offspring theory still stands. It still carries weight. If Pops was great, Offspring won't be great. If Pops sucked or was just aight, then the Offspring can be great. That's tried and true. That's the undisputed, undefeated champion of the world of boxing theories. And you got it from your boy, home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. Read BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelors in Boxing Studies. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.